convertible here, ready to take a quick ride in the 71. Come on, baby. This thing's a lot of fun. And it's been a while since I had this one out. Got it buried back in the back, around the back of the house, covered up under my old sealskin cover. The seatbelt doesn't want to come up. All right, there she is. But I usually got too many cars blocking the daggone thing in the driveway, and so I don't get it out very often. But really pretty day. I had some time to get her out, so I figured I'd get her out and take you guys along for a ride. It's been a while. We've been in the convertibles, the 70 convertible Challenger, and we've been out in the 69 Dodge Charger RT. RT is a 440 car. You know that convertible is the old 408 stroker. This car has got a really long history with it. I bought this car when I was 18 years old back in 1981. I paid $1,500 for it, and it was my daily driver. It had a 318 with a 904 transmission and a 7¼ inch rear. You know, throughout the years, it's had a 340 in it, a 383, a couple different 440s in it. I finally built this motor. Believe it or not, I built this daggone motor. It's probably been 25 years ago. It was painted and motored about 25 years ago. I've actually swapped some different cams and stuff out. And hang on, we gotta go. That's how old the build is. I got an Ultradyne cam in it. Everybody here about Ultradyne cams? I think they got bought out by Bullet, and I think the profiles are made by Bullet cams now. But this baby, it's I want to say it's like 575, 565 or something like that lift, solid lift, and then 290 something probably on the duration. But she runs about 9 inches of vacuum, so I had to get rid of the. It did have vacuum brakes on it, but I had to get rid of those and put a manual master cylinder on it. The car also, like I said, it was a 904 back when I bought it in '81. My daily drive, I finally the old 318 gave up the ghost and finally died on me, and that's when I rebuilt it. I didn't rebuild it, I actually pulled that out, and the car sat for a few years and had to get some other transportation. But I eventually ended up putting a 340 in it. I ran a 340 in it for about 5 years. It's really funny because I put the 340 in it in an A727, small block transmission. And after putting that transmission 340 in, I took it out and run it. And of course, I still had a 7¼ inch rear down on Route 301 out in Crofton, Maryland. I lit it up one night and the motor shut off and went BAM! I'm like, oh man, I blew my motor off. So I end up pulling over on the side of the car and on the side of the road, and the motor shut off, and I'm like, oh man, my 340's trash. After you go and you spend a bunch of money on a motor build, you don't want to hear that it's blown up. But I get over on the side of the road and I start up, that thing fired right up. I couldn't believe it. It started right up. But I heard this clink, 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 clink. And I got out of the car and I looked underneath of it, and the drive shaft is going like that, and there was nothing coming out of the rear end. It exploded. I took that thing apart and it was like gears and spider gears all over the place. Just destroyed that rear. So I pumped it up to an 8¾ I've had I had the old 355, 391s, and 410s in it, the 8¾ I finally when I swapped it out to this 440 motor that I have in here now, a good friend of mine sold me this pistol grip shifter for $40, and I was just in love with this thing. I love pistol grip shifters, and I took it, redid the whole daggone car. I had to chop out the floor and put in the brackets and stuff for the G-bar, the Z-bar in there to get the shifter in there, and I did a lot of work to get this thing transferred over to a 4-speed car. And then of course, since I had a 4-speed and I had that big motor up in front. I went ahead and put a Dana 60 in it. And, you know, back in the day, you run a 410, man. You don't put 355s in your old 1971 hot rod. So it's still got the 410s in it, which is kind of tough. You don't get a whole lot of cruising speed out of it. You know, you got a lot of RPMs when you're running 410s in a pretty radical motor like this. But, you know, I had taken it to the track years ago, and I run a 1190 at 116 miles an hour in the quarter mile, so she's pretty healthy. You know, looking at all the weight and the time and slips and mile per hour, stuff like that. I had like a little Moroso gauge, just slide back and forth. It said that we were putting about 500 horsepower or 475 horsepower to the wheels. So I'm guessing, you know, we're sitting right around somewhere around 500, 550. You know, a lot of people say that you don't go very as fast with a manual. So, you know, maybe if I had an automatic in it, she might have picked up a little bit. But let's give her a little rip again. Let's give her a little tear. She's I always tell everybody when I get her out after having that, not having it out for a while, this thing is actually violent. You know, you get on it, just go, man. It's crazy. But yeah, it's a wicked car to drive around. A lot of fun though, but you can't really take it on any long rides anywhere. She just RPMs out so much. It's just crazy. You know, you're doing 3,500 at 60 miles an hour or something. Let me see. I don't know what the heck I did back there, but I'm gonna hit her again one more time. I had I don't know if I missed second gear. What the heck that was. Because for whatever reason, last time I had it out, I was thinking that maybe the convertible was faster. But now that I'm driving this thing after I hadn't driven it for a while, it is nuts. I think this thing will walk the dog on the convertible. Who knew, man? I don't know. It's a tough call, but you got that big 440, man. Yeah. Of course, the 408 stroker, that thing's got some bottom end torque, but this motor with this solid lifter cam in it, it just RPMs out. I mean, I run it up. I got the old MSD 6AL, digital 6AL on it, and I have a 6800 chip in it. And I swear it probably bounces off that chip all the time because that motor is just so smooth. You know, I've always been a big believer in forged pistons, forged rods, forged crank, and I've always, when I've built my motors, I always have them decked and paralleled, and then a line, just have the line not bored, but just honed to make sure everything is nice and exact. The same pistons come up at the same height in each one of the bores, and everything totally balanced. You got to get, you know, we got around here we have this place called the House of Balance out in Laurel. And everything I've ever had balanced, I send to the House of Balance. They balance everything, and they do such a tremendous job. That's why I did the same thing with that 408, man. You just get it balanced, and you get a nice cam. You can RPM the heck out of a long stroke. You know, now this isn't a very long stroke. You know, that 408, that's a 4-inch stroke. This thing, you know, with the 440, she's still only a 3.75 stroke. So that helps her RPM a little bit more, but that solid lifter cam and just a 375 stroke, she likes to run. She likes to get up in that RPM. Check it out. Let's get it. Let's get it again. Come on. There we go. Hot dog. 65. 65. 65. Hot dog. You know, whoop. That's what it is. But, man, I can't say enough about how fun this car is to drive, though. It's just crazy. Just, you know, sometimes you just get a good combination, you know. You put stuff together, and sometimes it feels like it runs well, and sometimes it just, for whatever reason, you don't get a good combination. Yeah, the other thing I got on this, I don't have a single plane manifold. I just got the old Performer RPM air gap, you know, with the, it's a dual plane. So it really pulls hard, and, you know, up through the middle of the RPM as well. It just, I don't know how to explain it. It just, it's a crazy car, man. It's violent. You know, you figure a lot of guys have these cars out there, 700, 800, 900 8,000 horsepower or something like that. They're pretty crazy too, but you know, it just with everything being so mechanical, you can feel every ounce of the road. You know, I got a manual steering in here too. You know, I have a 16-to-1 manual steering box in it, and you can feel every little rock and pebble in the road riding down through this. But it runs pretty smooth. You know, it's an enjoyable ride. And but anyway, you know, I want to thank you guys for taking another ride with me, and I really hope you enjoy the 71. Like I said, you know, it's the first car I ever bought out of high school, and it was my daily driver years ago, and just one of those things. I never got rid of it. You know, I had it and it broke down, and I took it to my mom and dad's house, and I let it sit there for a while. Then the 340 blew up, and I had it, you know, house out in Silver Spring, and I put it in the backyard for years, and then I moved it over to Wheaton, and I had a nice little 2-car garage outside in the back of the yard, and I put my time into building the motor for it, and putting the motor back together in there, and you know, it's pretty cool. It's stood the test of time. I tell you, when you do things right, they'll last a while. You know, and the other thing is, I'm a big believer in listening at RPM. What are we doing? About 55. We're doing $3,000. But I'm a big believer in synthetic fluids. I run Redline synthetic in my transmissions. I run Redline synthetic in my Dana 60s, and I run Mobil 1, 10W30 Mobil 1 synthetic in all my engines. So I've had good luck with it. You know, I don't know what everybody else, you know, everybody else has their own opinions about what works in their cars and stuff, but for me, I feel like I get the best out of longevity and everything out of those two types of fluid. But anyway, once again, hey, thanks for going for the ride. If you enjoyed it, hit the old like button, smash that subscribe button so you don't miss the next ride. We'll be getting around again. We got 3 cars here we're rotating around. I think I got some good friends of mine. Once the springtime rolls around, they're going to get their cars out, and we'll be taking some rides out with those guys as well. We got a nice little, my neighbor's got the 67 Firebird. He's putting a nice big 462 stroker motor in that thing. We're going to definitely get a ride in that baby. And then my good buddy Marvis, he's got a convertible 340 sorry, not a Barracuda. He's got an original 340 Cuda purple 4-speed car, which be a blast to take a ride in. And then he's also got a regular 71 Challenger RT original purple car. Does not, he's got a 6-pack on it, but it wasn't a V-code car. But still, it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to continuing making a lot more videos, and we're still working on stuff all the time. We got another, you know, tutorial type video coming out here soon, just doing stuff, working on the cars. So keep in touch by subscribing, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.